A PGY1 pharmacy residency can be extremely beneficial to your pharmacist career. It may allow you to work in the area of pharmacy that you're most passionate about, but they aren't for everyone. And so in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down some things to consider when you are deciding whether or not you should do a PGY1 pharmacy residency. So the first thing that you need to consider are what are your career goals. I know this sounds very basic, but a lot of times people do a PGY1 because they think that they are supposed to without really thinking about what they're going to get out of it for their future career. The main reason you would go through everything that you have to do a pharmacy residency is to get you where you want to go in the future. So you need to ask yourself, what do you really want? Not what everybody's telling you that you want, not what the school is telling you that you need to do, but what do you actually want to do with your pharmacy career? Are you wanting to be a clinical pharmacy specialist in a very particular area such as emergency medicine? If that's the case, it's going to be near impossible to get one of those positions without some sort of residency training. If you're not really sure if the job that you're looking for requires a residency or recommends a residency, go online to some place like Indeed.com, look at the job descriptions available for the positions that are similar to what you want to do, and see what it's going to take to get one of those positions. You also need to think, would another form of additional training be more beneficial to me? Do you want to go into something that's more law related? Well, maybe a law degree is something you want to consider. Maybe a master's degree in public health or getting an MBA may be more beneficial. And that really just depends on what your career goals are, but it is something to consider. Just make sure you're thinking about all the ways to get where you want to go. Next, you need to consider your willingness to move. It is not a requirement to move for residency, but it does make it a lot harder to get a residency if you're restricted geographically, because there's probably not as many programs, which really increases that competition for the positions you are looking for. Additionally, you may not find a program that actually meets your needs if you're restricted geographically, or it may not be the best opportunity as far as learning goes, which is the whole point of the entire year. Additionally, going somewhere else that maybe you didn't do a rotation in gives you additional opportunities to see how pharmacy is practiced elsewhere. But when you're making that decision, you really need to think about who else is involved in that decision. Maybe it's just you, and so this part isn't relevant, but you may have a spouse or family that you help take care of, or pets, or children that are all part of this discussion. My husband and I actually lived apart during residency because it turned out that he had a better job opportunity where he was at, and he stayed, and it sucked. We made it through, but those are all considerations that you have to take into account. Does your significant other need a job? Are there pet-friendly apartments that you can afford? Is there good schools nearby if you have children? Is your significant other also trying to match? If that's the case, then you can go through couples match, but it's not guaranteed. So you are putting that at risk. You also have to determine if it's worth the cost. Residency is very expensive. Not only are you taking a pay cut of about half your normal pay, maybe even more than that, you have to pay for mid-year if you are looking for programs across the country, which is $150 plus your ASHP membership, and that's for this year during the virtual experience. It's usually more than that. You may opt to do the personnel placement service, or PPS, which is another $95 on top of that. PPS allows you to have more one-on-one conversations with programs. PPS is definitely not needed or recommended for all types of residencies, but if you're going to do one of those health system administration residencies where you're going to do 2 years there, it's something that is definitely more recommended. You also have to think about any clothing or lighting or microphone or camera or whatever you're going to need for this virtual experience to make yourself look nice and professional. You also have to pay for the application, which is incredibly expensive. You're going to pay $160 for the national matching service. You can't get around this. You have to pay it. You're also going to pay $110 for your forecast application, which is your actual application that you're going to put all of your information in. And this only covers 4 programs. So if you do more, which the average is about 8 to 10 programs, you're going to be paying $43 a program. So your before interview cost is over $500 with just applying to 4 programs. And then if you actually get an interview, this year may be a little bit different. I'm not sure how many programs are doing in-person interviews, but if that is an option, you also have to pay for the travel to and from those places, your hotel, your flight, your gas bill. You may need to rent a car, or you have Uber fees. I ended up renting a car, and if you're under 25, you have additional fees. Somehow I got around that with like Hertz membership program. I don't know if that was an accident or not, but you're gonna have to look for ways to cut cost and save money because it gets expensive very fast and can cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. And then you match, and then you have to get licensed. I mean, yes, you have to do that anyway in order to be a pharmacist, but adding that cost on top of moving expenses that you may potentially have really adds up. And when you add up all those costs, you can become very, very broke very, very fast, and you're going to be begging for that first residency paycheck, which is not very, very much at all. To give you an idea of what you're going to be making as a resident, most of the places that I looked at were like $47,000 to $48,000 a year salary. I had some places paying as little as $38,000 and some paying as much as $52,000. It depended on the taxes where you were at, the cost of living where you were at, and what that hospital is willing to pay their residents. But do you know what cost you absolutely nothing? Hitting that subscribe button so you can get more information about pharmacy residencies here on the Happy Pharm Life channel. I have more coming from this pharmacy residency series. This is just the beginning, so make sure you hit subscribe. And aside from the cost of doing residency, you also have to think of the cost of not doing a residency. You may be able to get your dream job not doing a residency, but how much time is that going to cost you? How many additional years of experience are you going to need working in a pharmacy in order to transition into that position? It may be worth the time it takes to cram it all into a year of residency so you don't have to go through that in the future. If you want to get board certified, it's also going to take you longer to get that board certification because you need more years of experience on the job before you can set for your boards. Well, it doesn't make up for itself right away. Usually residency starts your pay a little bit higher than if you were coming straight out of school. And over the years, that increase in pay does add up. It's also important to remember that money isn't everything. Would you truly be happy and enjoy your life in a job that doesn't require a residency? The pharmacist market is also more competitive. So if you think about it, you may get your foot in the door, but if you lose that job, would you be able to get another job in that area without a residency? The answer to that may be yes, and that is fine, but you need to figure that out for yourself. You also have to think about what the competition is like. Now, most pharmacists are very competitive and we do not shy away from competition, but you need to realize that someone's not going to make the cut when it comes to applying to residency. A lot of someone's. In fact, the 2021 match rate was only 65%. 4,015 pharmacy residency candidates matched, and 2,167 didn't. Now, this competition level alone should not be your sole factor in deciding whether or not you're doing a pharmacy residency, because you may be selling yourself short and you may be a great residency candidate for the right program. But you need to be realistic. Do you have a low GPA? Did you not do a lot of leadership? Do you not have research? Well, then you probably shouldn't be applying to places like the University of North Carolina, which are super competitive. And it may be more beneficial for you to find a local program that's a little bit smaller and has less competition to go against. You also need to make sure you're not wasting your time and money by applying to programs that you don't meet the minimum requirements for. Make sure you're reading that on the website and you know whether or not you're actually going to qualify to be a candidate for that program. I recommend, if you decide you want to go this route, choosing some dream programs, some bigger programs that are a little bit harder to get into, and then choosing some smaller local programs that you would also really learn and enjoy being at. You also need to think back to your rotations as a student pharmacist. Did you actually enjoy them? Was it something you can see yourself doing in the future? If you think that you want to do a hospital residency and you absolutely hated your pharmacy rotations that were in a hospital, then maybe you need to rethink your career, because that's probably not what you want to do with your life. Do not do a residency just because you think that you have to and that's what everybody's told you to do or what you said you were going to do from the beginning. You can change your mind here. Don't do it if it's not right for you. Now, if you get all the way through applying and you go through the interviews and you realize that a residency program is not a good fit, don't do the residency. You are spending a year of your life here, and it's not a normal year of work where you're going there for 40 hours and then you leave. No, you're doing 60 to 80 hours a week there, plus additional time studying that you may decide to do in the hospital. You're going to be there 10, 12 days in a row sometimes. These people are going to become your second family. If you do not get good vibes, you do not want to live there for the next year of your life, It's also important to realize that you can change your mind. If you decide this year that maybe it's not right for you, maybe it's not the right time for you, you can always change your mind and decide to apply in a year or two after graduation, or even more than that. Just figure out what's best for you at this point in time in your life. Go ahead and give this video a like if you found any of this information helpful to you, and then check out that residency pharmacy playlist up on your screen right now. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!